the armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Coming up next, what nuclear weapons really are, who controls them. But why were they created? Who has them today, and why? Why do they keep them? Which countries might be safer? Who could survive, and how? Imagine you wake up one morning, check your phone, and see one message trending everywhere: missile launch detected.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. That bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT.
No warning. No time. Just a decision made somewhere far away by someone you'll never meet. And suddenly, the world you know changes forever. But here's the strange part. We've had this power for almost 80 years, and yet we're still here. So today, let's understand what nuclear weapons really are, who controls them, why some countries might survive, why others won't, and most importantly, what is actually stopping the world from ending? What a nuclear weapon really is. When people hear nuclear bomb, they think of a big explosion. But it's not just an explosion, it's energy released from the core of matter itself. That's why bombs like those dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki didn't just destroy buildings. They erased cities, burned shadows into walls, changed human DNA, and left radiation that lasted generations. But why were they created? During World War II, countries were desperate. There was fear that, if we don't build it first, the enemy will. This led to the Manhattan Project, and scientists like J. Robert Oppenheimer created the first atomic bomb. It was something humanity might not be able to control. Now, the question arises that who has them today, and why? Today, nuclear weapons aren't about war, they're about deterrence, meaning, I won't attack you because you can destroy me too. Countries like United States, Russia hold the majority. Others include China, India, Pakistan, North Korea. Why do they keep them? Not to use them, but to make sure no one else does. It's like holding a loaded gun, so nobody shoots first. Which countries might be safer, and why? Let's be real. No place is truly safe in nuclear war, but some are relatively safer. Examples: New Zealand, Switzerland, Iceland. Why them? Because they are not major military players. They don't host nuclear weapons. They avoid conflicts. They are geographically isolated. But here's the truth. Even they are not immune. Because nuclear war doesn't just kill with bombs, it affects the entire planet. Who could survive, and how? Countries like Australia, Canada might have better chances. Why? Large landmass, lower population density, strong agriculture, distance from primary targets. But survival doesn't mean normal life. It means no internet, no supply chains, no global economy, just survival. Who is most at risk, and why? Countries most at risk are nuclear powers themselves, their allies countries hosting foreign bases. Example: Japan hosts US bases. NATO countries support United States. Why are they targets? Because in nuclear strategy, you don't just hit enemies, you hit their support systems. The real heroes: nuclear treaties. Now here's the part most people ignore. The world didn't survive because leaders are kind. It survived because of rules. 1. Non-Proliferation Treaty. This treaty asked countries, if you don't have nukes, don't build them. Why? Because more nuclear countries equals more chances of war. So the goal was simple: limit the number of players. 2. START Treaty between United States, Russia. Why reduce weapons? Because at one point, there were enough nukes to destroy Earth multiple times. So both sides agreed. Let's reduce before we both lose everything. 3. Test ban efforts countries agreed to. Stop testing nuclear weapons. Why? Because testing spreads radiation, damages environment, and increases weapon development. The truth about treaties. Treaties are not perfect. Countries can break them, ignore them, leave them. So why do they still matter? Because they create trust, or at least fear of consequences. Why nuclear war hasn't happened? It's not just treaties. It's also fear, logic, and sometimes pure luck. There have been moments where one wrong decision could have ended everything. The future. What could happen? The world is changing. New risks include cyber attacks, AI decision systems, smaller tactical nukes. And here's the scary part. The more complex systems become, the more chances of mistakes. So where does that leave us? We built something powerful enough to end ourselves, but also created systems to control it. The real question isn't who has nuclear weapons, who might use them. The real question is, will humanity always choose control over chaos? Because in the end, nuclear war is not a technological problem. It's a human one. And as long as humans decide, the future is still unwritten. Follow for more.